voices everywhere. There are cries on the windscreen. The forest starts.
Hey, what's up? We're broadcasting to YouTube and maybe to TikTok. Oh, no, not to TikTok exactly. My name is Kenny Glick, and it's my fault the market's crashing. Or is it? What's up? How are you out there, right? You know, I told you I'd be back, right? And I told you hell would be coming with me. That's a line from what movie? Yes, Tombstone, exactly. I'm coming. And hell's coming with me, right? All it took was the catalyst, right? Right? We've just entered the fear stage of the sell-off now. Okay? The fear just started, right? We can pat ourselves on the back. Good thing you knew me, because now we consider ourselves the smart money. I told you the smart money was getting out of the market. I don't know. I think it was February 20 something or other, right? February 22nd, right? And I said, it's not too late to sell. We're still only 5 or 6 points off the highs. We're seeing late day selling. We're seeing VIX products not going down. We're seeing the dash for trash. We already had a fad. You know, kind of, this was a delayed reaction. And it turns out, you know, the dash for trash was the kind of moment. But now I'm looking at it, and again, this is hindsight, that meta trade, the meta trade, 19 up days in a row, basically just suckering us in. But personally, as I've explained to everybody over the last 30 years, the oil tanker, right? The oil tanker scenario momentum, right? One of the first lessons I learned about trading is the oil tanker. Oil tankers go in one direction. Oil tanker cannot make a right angle to start going back the other way. If the oil tanker says, oh man, we got to go back the other way, the oil tanker has to go up, make that turn. The ass of that oil tanker is turning, and it's still kind of going up. It's still flirting with highs, even though it's on its way down. But then momentum starts to go down. And once momentum starts the other direction, it's very difficult to stop it, right? So let's look at all the signs that I saw this time, and maybe you learn for next time. So inevitably, this sell-off will be over, right? Inevitably, we'll go back to the market that never goes down. And remember, we're still in that market, right? If you don't think we're going to be at all-time highs, inevitably, then, I mean, just look at any history book. Sometimes it just takes longer than others. I think we broke the market finally. Finally, we broke the market, right? And it could last for, you know, what we got? March, April, May. Earnings season started on April 11th. But more importantly, let's live in the moment right here. What do we see? What we talk about? And what I want you guys out there to do a favor for me. You know, I've been doing these videos since 2007, doing my best. And I think I've done a better job than most people to navigate you throughout the markets, right? But there is one guy that was who left our room today because he said he didn't want to be sitting in front of screens all day. And I said, well, that's kind of what we do. So it's nice to meet you. And he was looking for that elusive scanner that tells him when to buy, when to sell, that has no risk whatsoever. I wish that scanner existed. We have as close to that scanner as humanly possible. It scans for VWAP breaks on earnings reports that have held prior support, otherwise known as the faux show bro. And your job is to, you know, again, it's a job. It's not free money. There is no such thing as free money. There are those scanners, but you know what? They're not selling them to you. Nobody's selling them to you. We just follow the big scanner, the big scanner, which is just VWAP trading, right? But if you wanted something, you know, concise, we have as close to as perfect as a setup as possible there could be. VWAP prior day, VWAP today. On if you watch this, I'll show you a chart on the screen here. I don't know if I could get my charts up in time here, but I'll try my best. Hold on a second. I'm on the YouTube right now. Hold on. So while we're having this conversation, let me get my levels up here. We just entered fear stage, like today, because when the market puts up a fight and then loses the fight, that's when fear starts to creep in. Now people are starting to say, hey, shit, this is different. Now they're saying it, right? Now, I still think we're going lower, but I don't think we're going to go that much lower. But the difference between the last 30 years of getting trounced as a shorter, I think that this market's going to have a harder time getting back into bull mode. And it's very simple. And the process is, and this is what I learned from making many, many mistakes, right? QQQ, right? 5 days worth of VWAP. If you can't get over it, we're still in a bear market. And so far, over the last 25 days, every time the market's rallied, it's either stalled there, like it did this morning, right? Or it doesn't even get there. So today was the first attempt. Now, those attempts are going to be a little bit easier as prior day VWAP starts to consolidate, right? As we go 5 more days into the sell-off, the 5-day VWAP is not going to be as far away as it was 5 days ago. I think you're following my trend of thought here, right? You understand what I'm saying? Inevitably, once we stay under these levels, we're consolidating at lower levels now, which is also a bear market. Consolidation leads to lower lows, which is also a bear market. So those levels, right? First of all, we haven't stopped going down yet. So we're in a bear market, right? We haven't found the lows yet, right? But regardless of where we're going to go, right? This is how I talk to everybody about the positioning. And this is, my man, if you're out there, Ira, I hope you come back, right? Because I don't know if I could have been more specific over the last 35 days. And my friend Ira, I'm very kind of disappointed that he doesn't want to be part of our room because he seemed inquisitive in the emails, but you never asked any questions in the chat room. If you have a question about what stocks we're looking at, what the setup is, just type it in the chat room. I'm in here all day, all night, right? But here's the thing: we're actively trading, and the reason I don't want to be a tech, an alert service, is that let's say you get your alert, and then it's just an email alert, and you read it late. And you're all right. Oh, that sounds like a good idea, and you get in. We might be already done, or even a text alert, right? Some of these trades, no joke, are 3 minutes long, 10 minutes. So you get your alert. You inevitably you have to get to a computer or a phone or somewhere to execute the trade, right? So there has to be some element of you sitting in front of a desk or at a desk, or at least have the accessibility to a computer. That's another moment right there. So in those moments, some of the trade already is happening. And then the way I trade is I'm scaling out. So as soon as I'm buying something, and for instance, I was long the Qs today and it was my best trade of the day. What? Yeah. Can you believe it? Right? But it was my best trade today. And again, after I got berating my trader and I'll show you this rigatoni trade in a second here. Let me show you RGTI. No, it wasn't even RGTI. See that? My QBTS today. The reason I said RGTI because it was the same exact trade on a quantum stock from last week. So let me show it to you one more time, homies. And this is as good as it gets. And by the way, if you are still short the Qs, like I said, I am never covering. I only have naked calls across the board. I'm never, ever covering these Qs unless we break over 5 days worth of VWAP. And we're not even flirting with those levels now. Next week, maybe. But we'll see. Anyway, so QBTS, let's go. Let's show you on the chart here. Let me show you in my chat room. I'll show you on. I'm going to go over this. And the reason I started to make this video right now is that I want to do you a favor, and I want you to do me a favor, right? You guys know my relationship with StockTwits. Yeah. The guys that started it all, I'm still friends with them. But there was this moment where I was supposed to do some more business with them and get more exposure. And I did some video about there's a chink in the armor. I was dubbed a racist because that's a racist thing to say. And the relationship kind of soured from there. But also, one of the other guys, I think you know him, right? For some reason, I don't get invited to the Black Panther Party, right? I think he might think I'm maybe a negative guy or I'm too combative. Me? Negative? Go fuck yourself, right? Combative? See, the way I look at this market, right, is each morning I'm walking into an arena, right? Like we're gladiators, right? You think a gladiator's coming out of the gates with a smile on his face? No, he's looking to kill. He's not looking to make friends. He's looking to hurt people and take their money and stomp on their fucking heads. If you can't appreciate that, then you're not a real trader. We're out for blood every day in a battle. You want to be friends? That's what dinners are for. That's what weekends are for. During the week, trading hours, we're in battle mode, right? So, because of my outwardly negative combative attitude, sometimes I'm shunned from certain circles. And that's irresponsible on your part. And I'm talking to you, right? It's irresponsible to shun me when I'm probably one of the best traders on the face of the planet. Let me retract that statement. I'm not, because I allowed myself to get absolutely destroyed by UVXY. I let it happen. So I'm disqualified. I'm going to say I'm the best carnival barker of tradable, actionable ideas during the day. And if that was a category, I'm the best at it. Because I can't say I'm the best trader anymore, because I'm not. Because I let that UVXY trade happen. But intraday, to see me in action and to put these VWAP trades into action, the feel that I have for the market, second to none. So what I'm saying is on what day is March 21st, I think it is, right? I'm getting together with my crew, the website guys, the website people, the stock twits people, the YouTubers, you guys, the TikTokers, and everybody's going to get a chance to hang with me. I think it's, sorry, I almost gave you the wrong date. It's March 22nd, right? So here's what I want, a little quid pro quo. No collusion, no quid pro quo, all collusion, all quid pro quo here. I'm not trying to be subtle about it. I want you to work for me and that I will give you free stuff, right? So forget about Twitter. I don't give a shit about Twitter. All I do on Twitter is post very, very hateful things, awful things to Palestinians. I'm probably just going to shut my Twitter page down because all I do is battle with moronic posts about, genocide. I don't want to go on Twitter anymore. But stock twits, right? That's the Twitter for the nerds, right? Join stock twits. Get on stock twits. Talk about how awesome I am. Post some stuff. Get out there. And I'll let you in for class. So email me, find out about it. Where do I do it? What do I do? And if you need me to AI it for you, I'll tell you exactly what to write. I just want to flood the website. Because if you don't know, I was the guy that got people into Carvana at $5 and $7.50 with a price target of 96, 120. And I said, hey, if it goes past 120, you could get to 180. I legitimately didn't think it was going to go back to 300. But 4 weeks ago, when Carvana had a blow off top after they reported, I said, not only is it over for Carvana, but it's over for the market. Palantir ran out of steam the next day. Reddit ran out of steam the next day. There is no hope for the market. And that's what I've been saying now. So I've been right? But the easy money on the short side is over. That was $538 to $475. But now we're below 475. So we could be going a lot lower, right? Like 10%. Which again, is that a lot lower? I don't know, whatever. But if you think about it, right, all this is just a stock doing the Jerry Orbach, right? You had the fake crash in August, right? This is very important right here. There's your fake crash, the August lows. And I say fake crash because it's almost as if it didn't happen, right? And sort of didn't happen. It happened to me because I was on the wrong side of the VIX products, right? But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But it did happen. I was there. It was actually even lower than this price. It was 420, right? So 420. I'm going to factor that 420 in because it did happen. I was there. It was in the middle of the night. It hit 420 almost to the penny. So because we're working in an algorithmic market now that's controlled by the matrix, right? Sure, the catalyst was the uncertainty of the tariffs, but that's it. Now that's done. That was the they lit the fuse, right? Then the algorithms kick in. Now we're having sell programs. So over the last 20 days, right, since the turn and momentum shifted, what are we seeing? We're seeing late day selling. That's institutional selling. We're seeing gaps fail. That's a bear market. We're seeing dips not being bought, right? We're seeing the opposite of everything we noticed was good for the last 18 months. And here's another thing that we've noticed. We've noticed that people care about economic data now. We're reacting to it again. Everybody's on the edge of their seat. That's a bear market. When people are looking for some sort of glimmer of hope through the economic data, it's a bear market. Because in a bull market, nobody gives a shit about anything, right? Carvana on the rip, when that broke 80 bucks, they could have said they're not even a real company. That stock was about to gap up another 30 because momentum was intact and the shorts were on the wrong side. It didn't matter. That's why it didn't matter what they said. It's about how the stock reacted that last time. Reddit, gapped up, rolled over. Carvana, gapped up, rolled over. Palantir was a little different. You actually got another 40 points. That's how awesome that stock was. But then it got to the 120, and that's where that one ran out of steam. 80 got you 120, and that ran out of steam. So if you look at the market as the way I look at it as the chess set, right? The generals are in the back sending the troops into war. We're the pawns, the knights, the bishops, all that stuff, right? Who's hanging out in the back? The QQQ and the S&P 500 hanging out back there. Well, the mighty, 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 mighty Qs, right? But they started killing everybody underneath. And then they knocked down Tesla. Microsoft was already fading. They hadn't gone to Netflix. They caught up to Netflix. Obviously, the Meta. They caught up to the Meta. So here we are in that moment that I usually blow myself up because I'm jealous. I should have got rich on this move. I nailed it near the highs. I should have been adding and adding and adding and adding, but I didn't. So now what can we do about it? I'll tell you what we could do about it. Stay liquid. Stay liquid. That's how you stay bearish, right? So now tomorrow, and right now we just went back basically the same lows that we held the other day, right? So here's this chart right here. Here's 15 days on a 5-minute chart, right? There you go. We're headed down to test it. If it doesn't hold, then we're back. We're back in this zone, right? So look where we came from. We broke out right there. The price is 460.58. So now here's the if-then statement, and this is how you trade. And this is going out to my new friend Ira, or my lost friend of Ira. This is how we trade. We come in and we say, if this happens, we're going to do this. If this happens, we're going to do this with that. Now, what does that mean? It means once you're in a trade, right, then you say, okay, I believe it's going here, but if it doesn't go here and it goes here, I'm going to do that. Every trade is an if-then statement because we're trading algorithmically, and we're trading properly because you don't know what's going to happen. You can only adjust to what is happening. So you have an idea. Let's go back to the RQBTS, right? My idea today was, let me see some selling. And then because of what RGTI did about a week ago, I was expecting some squeezerooskies in QBTS. So that was my premise. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? But then, hello. But then the trade that I tell you never fails showed up on the stock that I was already prepared to buy if the trade set up. That's how you trade. So when I put out an idea, when I say, hey, listen, if this does this, then I'm going to do that. That's it. That's the proper way to do this. Right? So let's assume you got an alert. All right, Kenny's buying our QBTS, right? Let's say you got that alert a little bit too early or too soon or too late. And you say, oh, he's buying RGTI. Cool. You don't notice that I wrote, I'm buying it at $6.24, and you just jump in and buy it. Next thing you know, you took my alert on a trade that did work, and you wound up losing money on it, and you'd be all confused. So I'd rather you sit there and understand what we're doing. And especially because now we're in a bearish sideways market, right? Bearish sideways. That's why the QQQ trade was my best trade of the day today. It's hard to believe now, right? But it was. And I sold highs, right? And I did it live, right? So there it is, right? So when I talk about the faux show bro, well, let me just show you this QBTS trade one more time. QBTS before I move on. So the fake out, shake out, breakout trade around an earnings report, and it breaks back over VWAP. That trade has not failed ever. It seems like it's at least 3 years since this setup has failed to provide a winning trade. Stop right there. A winning trade doesn't mean it's going to last all day. Doesn't mean you could buy it at 9:33 and hold it till 4. That usually doesn't happen. It's just a winning trade. Your entry point provided you the ability to make money on the trade, and it did. Right? So the only thing more perfect than a 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal is this trade. When the prior day VWAP is telling you support, support, support. Right? So I got the wrong chart up here on the room. I'm doing 2 things at once. So there you go. Pre-market, you came in. I woke up around 7. First thing I saw, I checked on QBTS. Oh, it already bounced. I was like, oh, I missed it. And then it came back and chops around. And then I'm thinking, all right, cool. Let's see if it tests the prior day VWAP again. Oh, it did. Right at 9:14. All right, cool. I'm thinking the trap was set. For the shorts, the trap was set. They're trying to convince you it's going to go down, but it's not, Blanche. It's not going down. We got to conjure Blanche back up. By the way, if you don't know the Blanche story, I'll be brief. Blanche, right? And what's the name of the movie? Mary Jane. She's in the wheelchair. And she's getting abused. And she turns to Betty Davis. You wouldn't be able to do this to me if I wasn't in this chair. She rolls her eyes and laughs at her. But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair. Right? Face reality. Right? So what's the stock doing? It's holding VWAP. Cool. Now it's breaking over the blue line. Do the trade. But if you didn't get the first VWAP break, right? Look, you had, again, what was this? The market opens up, breaks VWAP. 1 minute. Hey, this looks like pretty good, QBTS. Oh, 2 minutes. On the third minute, it broke prior highs of the pre-market. You know what that is? Super duper bullish, right? Super duper bullish. So even if you didn't catch the initial move, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If I sat here in silence for 3 minutes, it would seem like agony. So when people says, "Oh, that happened too fast," yeah, sit here in silence for 3 minutes, and you'll see how long 3 minutes is. If you can't make a decision in 3 minutes, when are you going to make a decision? So the reason I say 3 minutes is after you thought should have bought it here, should have bought it here, should have bought it here. Now it's breaking pre-market highs. Buy it. So what I'm going to show you on the 22nd, and again, if you want a free pass, email me, follow me on StockTwits, and direct all of your text messages to Howard Linzon, and remind him that he's amongst one of the greatest traders on earth, and he should take me more seriously and give me my spot on the homepage and design an entire show. Half that StockTwits website should be dedicated to me. He needs to know. Be nice about it. Don't be rude. Just say, hey, this guy Kenny really doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm with him live 8 hours a day. Maybe you should give him a show. Maybe you should give him a segment. Because I'm like, I don't get invited to the Black Panther parties anymore. I don't get invited. I'm not on the guest list. I'm not on the, hey, check this guy out list anymore. Because I think he thinks I'm just a way too negative guy. I'm just in battle mode. People who aren't in battle mode are scary. Those are the complacent bulls that we just tore their heads off over the last 20 days. Complacency, inevitably, you're going to get crushed. Anyway, go back to this trade, right? So the reason that you'd rather be a trader than being spoon-fed information, right? And think about it. Imagine you were with me loading up on UVXY short on July 20th. You ain't my friend anymore, right? But if you're in the room every day, I've always warned you about that trade. Don't over leverage yourself. And I over leveraged myself and I got crushed. I did the one thing you're not supposed to do. Reeling it back in, right? So the reason I want you to learn how to trade is that even if you miss the first Qubits trade, look, it's set up again. This is just another version of the faux show, bro, right? It sold off, came back, tries to sell off, doesn't break, consolidation, VWAP break. And the best part about all this, right, is that if you watch the stock, the faux show bros continuously set up. And in this case, on the same stock 2 more times. Damn, I missed the first one. Okay. Oh, man, I missed the second one. All right, cool. How about the third one on the same symbol? Here it is. Here it is, right here. No, there was another one at 1040 right here. There's the one I did. Oh, I'm trying to scroll in. So I missed this one because I was yelling at my trader Dave for not being in it. Rolls over, another opportunity, missed that one, but didn't miss this one right here. So here is the story right there. That might look like something that means nothing to anybody, but it means a lot to us. Green candle there, breaks the VWAP, pulls back, tries to rally, rolls. Right? Breaks the VWAP, sells off, but rallies and then rolls. That's bearish. But then it came right back. That's the faux show bro. The reason the faux show bro is so deadly is that it does trap you most of the time. It traps the shorts because the shorts are going, aha, it's rolling over. We're breaking new lows. The longs are like, oh, shit, I got to sell. It's breaking that stop right there. Oh, my God, we're running the VWAP, and now we're breaking that prior low. And then it breaks a new low, and then it comes right back to that price, then breaks the VWAP. Faux show bro, VWAP break. You're in. And then look what happened since. Now, here's what's good about this trade. Let's say you're wrong, and you will be wrong. We had one that didn't work the other day. It wasn't an earnings report, so the trend, the streak is still going. It wasn't on an earnings report. It was MDB. You had the fake out, you shake out, and the VWAP broke, and then immediately rolled over. So you only had maybe 20 seconds to take a profit, and then it rolled over. You see, in this case, it broke VWAP, and then what it did here is it told you, hey, you're right. The faux show over here is very, very powerful. Now we're going to flirt with it. We're going to flirt with the VWAP. The buyers are still in control. And again, these are $6 stocks moving 30 cents. And I know that's not life-changing, but a $6 stock as a day trader, there was a back in the day where the guy next to me, he'd start with 10,000 shares of anything under $12. I'm doing 2,000 shares. You know, I'm a piker nowadays, right? I used to buy 10,000 shares of anything under $10 also. But typical trade here. Bang, bang. I'm buying right here, 651, 652, a couple thousand shares. Stock pops 22 cents. I just worked for 4 minutes. This 4-minute trade made more than most Americans make. Right? And the reason I'm bringing the stock up is because when a stock is in play, it remains in play. And the Qs are doing their thing right now, my friends. But you see how the stock remains in play. So let's get rid of all the lines, right? And you just said to yourself, God damn it, man, I missed rigatoni once, twice, 3 times. All right, I'm not going to miss it the 4th time. Well, I think you just missed it. Because look, this faux show, bro, is even more important because you broke a double bottom and still came back. What? And you see that green candle? That's us. Why is that green candle right there so massive? Because every human being and algorithm that I've taught what the faux show, bro, looks like bought the stock right there. That's why. Because you see, this time, this was a double bottom. Boom. Bang, breaks it, comes right back. Fake out, shake out, back above 640. And just for good measure, they tested it from on top to prove its worth to you and then starts to go. Buy it. All of these trades, right? I wish I could tell you they're all guaranteed. None of them are guaranteed. But if you consistently take trades where you're risking, if you're buying on the way up here at 647, you're risking 12 cents for unlimited gains. And again, I say unlimited because if you buy something, obviously it can go up forever. So you're risking, the risk is right here at the faux and the show. So if you're buying it during the bro part, 1 stop here, 1 stop there. And if you wanted to go 3 stops, if the prior day VWAP is nearby, you use that. And then look, here we go again. And here's why this trade is awesome. So even if you missed it, and again, the better you get at this, you'll be taking your shots down here when it faux and shows, or maybe on this test on the way back up. But then if you faux and you show and then you break VWAP, you generally still go. Even in this market. Even in a bear market. I said it, bear market. Even in this market, faux show, VWAP break, you're still getting paid. And again, these are day trades. Nobody's getting rich. That's why this Nudnik who's screaming about getting rich because he had a stock that went up 80%. Nobody's getting rich. Nobody's getting rich as a day trader. Every day there's opportunities where you could go huge on any one of these trades, but you got to have money to make money. You got $300 to your name and you buy $300 worth of stock, $300 worth of options, and you go 20x, you're up $6,000. You're not rich. You feel rich if you just turned your account from $300 to $6,000. You still got to work tomorrow. Anybody that says you're getting rich as a trader, or any of those guys with the Lamborghini, again, I'm trying to stay positive. You know, most people are just trying to fuck with you, right? Right? You understand the internet. Most don't trust anybody. That's why we do it the way we do it. We invite you in for nothing, right? Yeah, Lamborghini guy. Yeah, None of them have Lamborghinis, by the way. But this is why this trade is so important, right? So even if you miss the perfect entries and then you get a VWAP break, there's still money to be made. And again, if you even bought it at 660, there's your 20 cents. 660, a couple thousand shares, another $400. And in this trade, right, look how many times you could have made. This one was the big one, the beautiful one, prior to VWAP hold at the open. Phenomenal. A couple thousand shares here, you made a couple $1,000. This one, not bad. 35 cents on a $6 stock. Bang, bang. 20 cents. This one's 35. This is one trade. This is one stock. Just in the ebb and flow of ranges and VWAP. And if you don't want to sit in front of the computer, yeah, I get it. Nobody wants to do this. This is a job. So if you're out there, Ira, I'm just so curious about why you didn't want to short the Qs or Carvana. I've never stopped talking about them. So I think you might have been looking for that elusive scanner that tells you where to buy, tells you where to sell, opens the account for you, presses the button for you, and also cooks you dinner. It doesn't exist. We have the next best thing. We have the algo now spitting out the entries. And if there's a prior day VWAP nearby, you have your exit also. So this is as close to as perfect as you can be. And if you didn't understand what was going on, that's why I need you guys to ask questions in the room. And that's why if you're not around, make yourself around. March 22nd at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be hanging out in the chat room. And we're going to be doing this for hours. The market's going to be closed. I'll take any question you want. We'll go over as many charts as you want until I die. All right? Until everybody understands. And no, it's not for everybody to sit in front of a chat room in a chat room all day. But that's why we call it a job. This is a job. I have a job. This is my job. And what's really good about it is that it's not all day. It's all day if you want to be. And lately, staying here all day has been very, very prudent, very, very profitable because the market is in flux. There's activity abound like never before. We're not even having like that boring 12 to 2 session now. There's activity all day. Setups, chart pattern recognition, meeting VWAP. I'll just randomly give you a couple more. What else are we looking at today? So path, right? Yeah. Garbage, right? Just doing nothing. But look what happened since the VWAP break and the test of that area. Again, boring but profitable. Nothing really much to do here, except hold. There really actually hasn't been a trade here since the original entry. It's basically gone sideways, but still not a bad trade. Let's talk about the Qs right now, right? So you got a faux and you got a show, right? So you see how you broke the lows right there. It's very subtle. You broke the low and then you came right back, right? And then you tested it from on top. And that's the trap set for the bears. And then we rally. And where do we rally back to? Where we broke down from, which is where we are right now. So now if you can bet over there, so there's the little faux show break. But then there's the test is the important part. If you can get a test, that's if the market's telling you, hey, man, you saw it right. We're just going to prove it to you one more time, and we're out of here. And now up at this range, considering this was was resistance earlier, you sell some here. And now you raise your stop to the last level where it broke out from. And then you go under the desk and you say, oh, please, mighty VWAP, use your magnetic ways and to bring it to 71.46, because now you actually do have a target, right? So now you're thinking, all right, I'm a seller here because that's what you do. If you were courageous to buy that moment or here or here or here or this breakout, you're getting paid. You sell maybe 30, 40% of what you got, lock it up. Because now, if you can get over the last triple top area, then you start thinking VWAP reversion. It goes back to the VWAP. Now that you have momentum to the downside has been snapped, We have a little upside momentum, but because we're in a bear market, said it again, we're in a bear market, you have to make sure that you don't get rug pulled, because now every move up has been met with an equal and greater move to the downside, otherwise known as a bear market, until that turns. And you'll see the difference, because every move down will be met with an equal and greater move to the upside, and you'll see late day buying, and you'll see VIX products collapsing. And right now, if you're long the Qs, you're doing the right thing. You see how we're doing this right here? We're live, right? We're live. We're watching it happen right here. Chart pattern recognition. There it is, right? Ranges, chart pattern recognition, faux show, bro, coming out of the range, right? Now you raise your stop. So here's the hard part, right? Oh, no, sorry. Here's the hard part. This is the hard part for some people to understand. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm sorry. I believe, because we've seen this happen 1,000, maybe 1,000,000 times, I have to believe we're going to 71.45, 471.45 right now. But if I'm wrong, where do I sell it? Do I let it go to zero? Do I let it go back below where I sold some? No. You raise your stop. That's why you sell as we go up. Now you raise your stop to the last consolidation area, and now you can't lose. And now you hold on to what you got. And if you guys know about half numbers and whole numbers and big fat numbers, 470 just got touched. What do you want to do there at 470? You sell something at 470. Of course you do. Because you know that's a big fat number, right? And you also now breach the triple top from before. So you're not selling at all. Why would you? Because you're thinking it's going to 71.45. Yes, you are. So now you raise your stop to where? Basically, the break price was 60. Let's go right there. It's 60. What price is that? Yeah, 69. Yeah, 469. You're trading a $400 vehicle, right? You're not going to be able to get out in eighths of a point. So now you're thinking, all right, I'll hold what I got left. I've sold some on the move up, right? You're thinking 471, and if it breaks VWAP later in the day, you're going to rip. So all that for 75 cents a risk now, right? And again, that's the risk. That's the risk averse. The risk tolerant guy is like, hey, I'll let it breathe to 467.85 where it broke out from. Personally, I wouldn't do that because I trade very conservatively. And there you go. So a couple of things. Follow me on the TikTok and the twit and the stock twits. Come to the website. I might be around tonight. I'm not sure if I'm around. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I got to pack. I got to make sure I have a seance for travel. I don't know if I'm around tonight, but generally we're here all day, all night. Like we haven't stopped. So if you're interested, reach out. I just need people to help me retake over, right? And it used to be only me on YouTube making videos. Now there's 25,000 children thinking they know what they're talking about, and the humble trader who says all you need is one strategy and you can become a trader, and then she goes over another strategy the next day. And there's no strategy. All you need is one strategy to make it as a trader, and then she goes over another strategy. All you need is this to do other, and then she goes and says something else. I don't understand what her. I've lost my ability to comprehend what she's even talking about at this point. But yet, she's got 500,000 people watching her. I don't know how she did it, but she's my hero because I actually do a pretty good job. I have never seen her make a call ever once. And by the way, look what's happening. What's happening, Peter? Right? Look, they're coming for the people that have their stops at 469. That's what that's coming for, right? Ranges, right? See, this is why I'm trading really well lately, because I know you can't stay in any position for too long, right? Selling into the move, getting stopped out on the way back down. Shorting, covering on the way down, getting stopped out on the way back up, joining the winning team. And by the way, let me show you this trade from earlier, right? So again, this was my best trade of the day because I thought they trapped the bulls, the bears, right? So there it is, fake out, shake out. You see it? That was the first one of the day. And that was a clean one because, look, there was nothing else to think about. You broke the low of the day and then you came right back, right? And that was it. So even though it was a big move getting there, you still could have made money buying the VWAP break. Faux show, bro, underneath. And just for good measure, kind of right here, it's a little moment where you broke kind of like a small level right there and you came right back. But this was the main one. But they had that one a little glitch right there. And then the VWAP break. And even if you bought the VWAP break, you still had 3 points to make. Inevitably, you had to get stopped out when it rolled over. You had plenty of chances to get out. And then you had to say, hey, shorts are taking this market back over, breaking back below where it held. And look how it tested it over here. And that was the real bad moment of the market today when it looked like it was going to faux show and get out of that range. It never did. And it rolled over. Right now, it's putting up a fight, right? It just wanted to get those 469 guys out of the way. And by the way, I'll say this with love also. If Carvana's ever over 287.50, I'm raising my stakes. If Carvana's ever over 287.50, I'm done. Like I'm leaving. I'm leaving the country. I'm not trading anymore. If Carvana ever is over if Carvana ever goes back to, I'm not even saying the aftermarket highs, 287. I'm never coming back. But I've been wrong before, but I think I'm going to be right this time. I think the market's broken, and Carvana broke the market because it never should have went to where it went, and the Qs never should have went to where they went. The idea of having 25% years every freaking year is stupid. Not supposed to go up 25% a year. I don't want to hear it's the new normal. It's not. This is good. What we're doing right now. We just had the most insane 18 months ever. Really, it's really since August 5th till 3 weeks ago was the dumbest move to the upside that I've ever seen in my life. It was just absolutely insane. And now we got to correct the insanity, and it could last a while. But it's awesome underneath. It's underneath. It's what you look under the hood. It's awesome because if the Qs stay between, and I don't think they're done going down. I do think we're going to test those levels. The level where we broke from was basically 460 and a half right here. I'm holding on. I have no doubt we're seeing 460 and a half. And if we see 460 and a half, that's when fear starts to creep in. And that's good. We need fear. There's still too much complacency. This is just a correction. Trump's it's going to work all out. Nah, we need to see people thinking it's never coming back. And that is if we break the 460, we break the 449, this area right here, that major pivot right there, which was 448. And then we test those lows. And those lows were actually 420. But for argument's sake, it's 423.50. And that's where you'll wash everybody out. Down at 420 again, the level that I would say nobody thought was going to get tested ever, right? The way this market was ripping. And look, I could be wrong, but at one point, we're going to get where nobody wants to sell anymore, but there's not enough buyers to get us going again. That's the environment I think we're going to go into. And if the Qs stay between let's go crazy and say they do get down to 450. If the Qs stay between the real breakdown price, which was the January low, which is 499, and easy numbers to remember, 450 and 500. If we stay in that 50 cent, if not $50 range for the next 18 months, we'll be just fine. As long as we don't go 9/11 stagnant, where there's no activity and everyone's just sitting around moping and trying to decide what to do with their lives. It was the worst time to be a trader, worst time to be, it was just awful. And that only lasted 6 months also. So there's just so much money. There's so many new people involved. There's so many algorithms. There's so much freaking money out there moving that we're just always in play. And right now the Qs just basically just shook the 469 guys out, and it's putting up a real good fight now. UVXY needs to crater another 50 cents here, and you're going to get that VWAP retrace. So now you should be looking at UVXY. If you don't have UVXY on the screen somewhere at all times, other than having the Trader's Almanac with you, you should have UVXY on the screen at all times. It really just tells you, it gives you a nice heads up for the day. And what's it telling us right now? It's telling us that you can't really believe in the bull anymore. But if UVXY starts to collapse right here and we make this turn, as a matter of fact, UVXY would probably be a decent short. Did somebody just short UVXY? Who's got two thumbs and just shorted UVXY? This guy. See, I'm up 130 bucks already, 140 bucks now. What's up? This trading isn't so hard. Hey, UVXY is breaking down under the half. All right, short it. Bang. What do I do now? You want me to cover the whole thing? Watch the whole market rip? Yeah, I'll do it for you. 34, 35, 36, 34, 36, 39, 40, 38, 40, 38, 38, 37. I'm out. I'm out. All right? Made $109.20. Go me. Now let's see what happens. Usually that'd be good for you. Now UVXY should tank because I got out and the whole market rallies. But it's actually not happening, so be careful. But you need UVXY to needs to give it up. And it's not, right? Look, I was just about to. I just played that little tiny 12 cents, like eighths of a point, man. That's my nickname. Kenny eighths of a point. It's a very large nickname, but yeah. You need the roll right now. You got to break that price. You break this right now, you go back here, the next leg of the rally will kick in. And it's starting to take root right here, but UVXY is telling you to be cautious. So what are we doing, right? Stock Twits, follow me. TikTok, follow me. Share the videos with your friends. Get your social media skills up and running. Help me, help you, help me. Right? I'll let you in to the room while we're doing this transition in a gay way. Transitioning between one room to the next. I want to make sure my chat room is working properly, and then we're going to go back to the one room. Right now I'm back in the old room. We're right there. Class on Saturday. So we could use the barter system, the way I think society should run. I have something to offer. I need some help. You help me, I help you, right? Barter. It's the proper way society should work. I tried to explain that to the car dealer when my daughter needed a car. I'm like, how about I just give you a free subscription to my website for this car? No. I was like, how about 10 subscriptions? I really know what I'm talking about. He's like, no. I said, how about some doggy coin? Can I use Doge to pay for this car? And he said, what's Doge? And I was like, all right, forget it. Because I'm not joking. Again, I like Howard and all, but he really has a bug up his ass about me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I do know what it is. After I just described it in detail, actually. My combative nature. I'm not like that I'm not like that out of the arena. We could go for drinks, have a gay old time. Yeah, I said it. Wilma. And by the way, if you do see what I post on Twitter, I'm very hateful on Twitter because I know I'm posting to people that are just posting bullshit propaganda, and I see nobody even sees what I'm posting anyway, or I get flagged. Anyway, UVXY, here we go. Now, if the Qs don't make their move now, they're not going to, right? So you're getting the rollover on the UVXY. There should be a little buy program hitting the Qs. It's not happening simultaneously. I would have thought you were going to get a bigger green candle on this move right here, and it didn't happen. So again, I'd still be, if you're still long the Qs, hang in there. You're definitely using that 469 again if it rolls, but there should be a little bit more gusto for the bulls right now. It should kick in. If it's not going to kick in now, when's it going to kick in? Don't get rug pulled is what I'm trying to say. It should kick in the next 30 seconds to a minute. Make a big splash. So now let's talk about tomorrow because I'm not going to be here, right? Any green on the screen on UVXY, be afraid, right? If UVXY is even near green, I'd be scared of being long the market tomorrow. UVXY is rallying, the market's in deep doo-doo. But now, if UVXY is rallying and you break today's lows, you only have $1 below there to go to Monday's lows. And if Monday's lows don't hold, you're going to give it Jerry or back. And you're talking about easy 460. Easy. And that's, again, 6 or 7 more points. I don't think it's going to hold because if you break down under that 460, then the market's got issues. But right now, it's putting up its fight. UVXY saying you got hope. And I covered my short on UVXY. Thank you. Could have done it again, by the way, 27.50. All right. So here you are, 2:31 in the afternoon on a Thursday. UVXY is trying to give us the hint that the market's about to rip higher. When's it going to happen? Let's go. Come on. What's up, Schmitty? Bombshell, no bombshell? And by the way, this conversation I was having earlier about the market, like what I would get myself in trouble with. There you go. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Ringo. You can't not break this time. Oh man, that's nasty. Look, you just flirted with the top of the range. You need to break that spot. You need 40, you need 70, 45 bid, half bid, and then the next leg you should get 71.38. Just another dollar. Just don't get rug pulled late in the day on your long trade. So what was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying. What was I just saying? What was I? What, I don't even know what I. And once I stop talking, that's why I keep talking. I forget what I'm saying. Oh boy, I don't know. Said something about the market. I don't know what I was talking. What was I just talking about? What was I just talking about? Bombshell, no bombshell. So you got thrown off. If you can get through 471, if you get through the VWAP, then yeah, you could have yourself a phenomenal next hour and a half. Here we go. It all starts with UVXY breaking down. Let's go, people. Don't look at me. So now you see why the faux show bro is important, right? Because people got the lows when it broke the new low, probably got short. Oh my God, here we go. We're going to crash. And then it turned, and then it suckered them one more time for good measure, which was freaking awesome right there. And then it turned. And again, this is the difference between the market that we're in today and the market from the last 18 months. You'd already be at VWAP and ripping if this was 18 months ago. Every rally we have now is basically just short covering. The buyers are in hibernation mode right now, otherwise known as a bear market. Wah, wah. You see, maybe we are in a bear market. I don't know. I think we are. I think it's going to get worse, and then I don't think we're going to rally, and then they'll start talking about bear markets and recessions and how awful everything is, and then we'll probably start increasing from there. I think I was going to say something along the lines that a lot of this doesn't matter if you're just a day trader, right? You just trade these ranges, you're taking some money, you're raising your stop, either you're getting stopped out or you're making more money. You find another trade, you do the same thing. Next thing you know, 12 years have gone by. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun. And you run to catch up with the sun, but it's sinking. Racing around, come up behind you again. The sun is the same in a relative way, but you're older. Shorter of breath, one day closer to death. Right? More karaoke tonight on the Lido deck. Dun, dun, dun. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-da. You'll never find, no matter where you search, someone who cares about you tender like I do. Are we going to rally here or not? Let's go. I'll do some doo-wop for you later. All right, so my plan was to not be here now so we could hang later. I haven't actually packed. I'm leaving for Florida tomorrow. Maybe that's what I was going to say. So I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And the market's in flux. Usually some crazy shit happens. Maybe the crazy shit will be actually, sometimes the crazy shit means I miss some of the greatest activity. It doesn't mean we're going to crash or rally. So considering I'm leaving tomorrow, maybe you're going to have the greatest rally in the history of ever. Maybe we gap down, flirt with lows, faux show, bro, and then rally 17 points to the upside. I'd be pretty pissed if I missed out on that tomorrow. So just be prepared for activity. And I think it's going to be a lot of it. And hopefully you guys are, again, patience always pays off, especially when you're waiting for a faux show, bro. You got to wait for the setup. You got to wait for them. Like, aha, they just trapped these guys. Sometimes the faux show gets a mini bro. Sometimes your mini bro gets a little broer. And then sometimes the bro goes full bro. And hopefully this is going full bro right here, because we haven't even gone full bro. This is just space. We haven't even got to outer space yet. We haven't even got to the VWAP yet. And then we got to get to the VWAP, and then you got the double, triple top from earlier. So if this market's going to rally, you got to go here, and then you could really lift off. You never go full Brutot. Never go full Brutot. Yeah. See what Ira's missing out on? Ira, you here? The guy came to the room. It looks like he was here almost every day. He never said a word. He said something this morning. He wrote, howdy. But Ira, if you're still here, if you were curious about which ideas, didn't you hear me yelling at Dave? Like this idea we're in right now, the QQQ long. This is how we trade. Hey, this looks pretty good. Hey, let's buy some. All right, put our stop here, and now we're in. Right? That's how trading starts. UVXY starts to fall. Next thing you know, we're in a trade. Ira, don't go. Don't leave us. But anyway, after all this consolidation and you waiting patiently for this market to take off, you just raise your stops now. Just raise it up to 69.50. You don't want to let it even go back below there, because now you're trying to make a home above that breakout. So this is it right here. It's either going to rip or you're getting out at 69.50. And there's no in between. That's it. So either this thing's about to rip another buck or two, or you're getting out at 69.50. There's no in between. It's one or the other. So you got to let it chop around. 469.50, you're out. If not, let's go. Because you haven't even got to the VWAP yet. UVXY is still green, even though it's fallen. See, and this is it. So it might not be, please buy this. It's definitely it doesn't exist, Ira. What we do here is as close to as perfect as you can be. Navigate the markets together using price action, candlesticks, VWAP, chart pattern recognition, and me and solid. That's it. That's as close to as perfect as you can get. This elusive scanner that just bangs out the ideas. We have it, and it's still not what you think it is. It's about navigating the chart right here, what we're doing. This is how you become a trader. And right now, if we don't get to 40.7136, I'm going to be mortified. Come on. It's taking way too long. Come on already. Come on. Chop, chop. This is long-term investing. Yeah. Listen, UVXY is still $27. So this rally that we're in is still, as the kids would say, sus. And if it gets over VWAP, I guess that would be considered slay, or I don't know if that's the proper usage of the word slay, which I really don't like. I do like lit, but lit now has transformed into another word. I know what lit means to me, and I'll be lit this weekend. Woo! Here we go. Here we go. Just 36 more cents. Come on. 30 cents more. Let's go. That's amazing. See, again, this is the difference between the market we're in right now and the last 18 months. We'd be ripping 3 points by now. Is this the wizard? Hello? You know, you call me and then you don't say anything. Why do you do this? I'm old and I'm lonely and I have lots of cash. Sell me something. Why do you bother calling? Even these spammers don't know what they're doing right now. And by the way, if you are long the Qs, be my guest and sell some before it gets to the 36. I mean, we're winning the trade. Don't lose the money. All right, UVXY, give it up now. UVXY, come on. Come on. Come on. We're right on the precipice of awesomeness right here. UVXY still needs to fall, and then you'll get the candle up. And then that's going to trigger some more shorts to say, all right, maybe it's over. It's over. It's over, Johnny. But I thought the market was going to crash. Ah, that's what you thought, huh? Yeah, thinking. How'd that work out for you? Sold to you. There you go. Sold to you at VWAP. Right? Don't sell it all, but you sell something here. 71.29, 71.30, 71.32. Even if you got 6 shares, sell 2 shares right here. There you go. Live trading. Nobody does it better. But apparently I'm not good enough for stock twits. Tell them what they're missing. Nobody does this better than we do. You haven't even seen my friend. You got to see Solid in action. I mean, the chat room knows what I'm talking about. You guys on YouTube, Twitter. I got a guy that's taking what I've shown him, and he's taking it. He's in the fucking stratosphere. What's above the stratosphere? Ionosphere, or he's in some other sphere. He is the sphere. Now, why are we selling as it gets to VWAP? Because now, as price action brings you to the VWAP from underneath, remember, the sellers are going to be lurking there first. So now the next phase is the battle at VWAP, as Solid calls it, the shuffle. I call it the jiggle, 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 right? You raise your stop to prior levels that you broke out from so you don't get rug pulled, right? So the last rug pull, again, right there, the top of this candle was 470.19. 470.19. So now you say to yourself, ooh, we got the VWAP. I'm so happy I sold some. I hope it doesn't break. My stop is now 470.19. Ooh, please don't break 470.19. Because the only reason you're selling now is if it breaks 470.19. So these 2 candles brought to you by VWAP, where sellers are lurking, right? So if the sellers overwhelm the new buyers, you're getting the hell out of the way at 40.70.19. You've already sold on the way up. Now, you can't lose. And I'm hoping we turn, right, and rip, because I'd like to get paid more too. $471 right there. This is the price, 471.81. We get through 471.81. You know, hopefully we get another 2 points out of it. If not 5, if not 8, if not 12, as they rip and tear the fucking bears' heads off for being lazy. I'll never be a lazy bear ever again. Ooh, too aggressive for you? Ooh. Can't handle my language? Ooh, you're so off-putting and dismissive. Am I? Have you had? Call your parents. Ask your parents, did they have any children that lived? I still don't know what that means, but it's funny. Why are you not stomping on the cues? I think we're good here. UVXY rolled again. Let's go. Let's go now. Let's go. You didn't sell, did you? Right? See, this is how you stay in a trade. You have the price where you're going to sell. So everything that happens is incidental. It doesn't matter to you unless you trade. The way you beat the machine is you are the machine. And the machine says you hold now long unless 470.19 gets breached. Breach! Breach! Could happen any second now. Maybe it never happens. But once you establish price, now you're back to the boring part of trading. You're waiting to see what happens next. Again, I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I know what I'm going to do if it goes back the other way, and I know what I'm going to do if we go to 473. Because right now, that's the, I mean, I guess 472.50 I'd probably sell, but we'll see if we get there. You know, because there's some guy out there going, oh, man, I thought you said the market was going to crash. What? Yeah, I thought you said the Qs were going to go down. I didn't hear you mention it. By the way, I think I'm naming my algorithm. I heard you mention it. That's the name right there. Or the big splash, either one of those. See, I just ruined the whole goddamn market. Son of a bitch. Ken Griffin heard me. He's like, all right, where's he want to sell? 470.19? All right, let's bring it down. Let's go get his last 100 shares because my 100 shares in the Qs makes the whole difference for the entire world. It would be pretty funny if it went to 470.19, prints me, and then rallies 13 points. I don't know if you guys watched the video where that happened to me in the aftermarket with the goddamn Carvana. I was short in the aftermarket, which was crazy. I'm like, all right, I could hang here with 100 shares. It goes down 3.5 points. I'm like, all right, cool. Starts to go up. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to take my $300. Okay. It dropped 22 points as soon as I let go of the button. I caught that reaction too. I got to go. I haven't watched it myself. It must be comedy gold watching the life get sucked out of my face. But I shorted the shit out of it the next day and look where it is now. By the way, seriously, if Carvana is ever above 287.50 ever again, I don't know what that means. The market, if Carvana is ever back above, I would say 275. That means the Qs are at 600. I don't think either one of those is happening anytime soon. I don't think Carvana is ever recovering. I think it's over. The Qs will recover before Carvana. This stock is done. Done! UVXY back to 27 already. So Ken Griffin's coming for me. It's coming. By the way, if I bottom ticked this last lot you will truly know I am the one. It's coming for me. It's personally. This is personal right now. It's personal. Look, it's searching for my stop. They know where I'm hiding out. It's coming for me. It's coming. It's coming, Elizabeth. Now, the question is, if I pull my stop, will the market crash? If I pull my stop, will I just screw up the entire matrix? I don't know. Or did we just hold the one pullback? And here comes the rally. UVXY is telling us no. And all that will be over in a second. And how come I didn't hear a ding ding? What the hell happened? Where's the ding? No ding? I'm out. What happened to ding ding? Oh, I don't have the volume up. That's why. All right, I'm out. Have a nice day, everybody. Farewell. Made another day's pay on that move, right? I'm out. 470.19. You see, I don't hesitate. The order's in. Can't do anything about it now. I'm out. Now, 20 minutes from now, when the Qs are up 15 points and I'm screaming about how I told you so, then you could call me a liar because I'm out now. I'd have to buy back in, and I'm not. Unless we go all the way back down to 467.89. All right, I'm going to go nice hanging with you right there. So you know what the story is now? You want some free shit from me? I'm happy to oblige. Let's take over StockTwits. Let's take over TikTok. Let's be positive about it. We don't have to rip on anybody. No negativity. Let's just flood it with positive energy. Positivity. The power of positivity. All right? And if you're nice, maybe I'll be around tonight. But email me, find out about all this stuff. March 22nd. We start at 12. We can go for 2 hours. We might go for 3, 4, 7. Who knows? I got the whole house to myself. I'll be coming from the gun range. I'll be very ready to rock. I'm taking my final exam for my carry license. That's right. Yeah, maybe. There is a lot to talk about still. But yeah, I go for my carry license final exam that morning. Obviously I should be back by 12, but just in case I'm not, I'll still do it. I'll be home. I got the house to myself. My wife's going down to Georgia to do some stuff with my daughter. By the way, they're already out of the SEC tournament. That didn't last long. They lost to Oklahoma yesterday. That was ugly. And if you're not thinking to yourself, wow, they just went and got Kenny out of the QQQ trade and now we're going to rally. Yeah, that's what's happening. It's pretty freaking funny in a way. Not really, but this is my life. If this begins the new bull market, you'll have me to thank. That last 100 shares, Ken Griffin needed it. That'd be funny. Uh-oh. All right, don't get chopped up now, right? 3:15, this market will make a whole new decision what it wants to do. Be careful out there. All right, call me. I'm actually friendly out of the arena. In the arena, you better have your freaking helmet on. See ya.